The government today are going to provide funding over the next 3 years, totalling €725 million for RTÉ. Rather, they're going to guarantee it than provide it. The bulk of that will be through the television licence, and then the shortfall every year will be made up from direct exchequer funding. A situation that Catherine Martin described as the worst of both worlds a few months ago, and today she signed off on it. And I have to say, like a lot of people, when I heard that figure, 725 million today, it stopped me in my tracks. I mean, it's an eye-watering amount of money. And you do have to ask yourself, I mean, what are they getting it for? If you set aside Director Generals and barter accounts and vision strategies and Fair City and all of that, the fact is that over the last 12 months, RTÉ or some in RTÉ have shown everything from financial ineptitude to outright dishonesty, and the government have decided to reward them for it. And it's worth putting into context, I think, just how much money this is as well. 725 million quid. You could build 1,800 homes for it. It'd take 3,000 people off the social housing waiting list. You could fund 1,000 hospital beds for a decade. You could pay over 2,000 extra nurses for a decade. And actually, remember that whitewater rafting facility down the Docklands that people got their knickers in a twist about? That was going to cost 25 million quid. You could build 30 of them for this amount of money. But none of the money is going to go to any of that. Instead, the government and government ministers are going to crow about the importance of what? Funding public service broadcasting. Now, it's worth reiterating a point that some of my guests made earlier. Newstalk provide public service broadcasting without government bailouts. Virgin Media provide public service broadcasting without government bailouts. And also, RTÉ and public service broadcasting are not one and the same. It is part of what they do, but it is not the only thing they do. So why not just fund the public service broadcasting? Carve that out in some way, either programme by programme, piece of content by piece of content, or create dedicated channels or streams for it. The type of stuff like we saw this week, the Bishop Eamon Casey special the other night, or that brilliant documentary, an expose from Marie Crowe and Mark Tighe a few weeks ago, Girls in Green. That type of stuff. But instead, the money that the government have guaranteed, my money and your money, double taxation effectively, what they've guaranteed to the government, to RTÉ rather, from government, will fund not just that, it will fund RTE2FM. Can somebody please get in touch and explain to me the public service function that RTE2FM fulfill? Because I don't know what it is. It'll fund RTE Radio Gold in a time of streaming music, and it'll fund reruns of The Big Bang Theory, which is on RTE2 television in a few minutes' time, and The Repair Shop, which is just finished on RTE1 television. Both provided by private production companies in other countries. So your money that's paid through double taxation, actually going out of the state so RTE can put reruns on their television stations. I think that is why people are a bit upset by some of this.